Hello, everybody. My name is Wes Clark. I am the father of the popular watch influencer Ethan on Time, and it's time for us to play Rate My Watches. Here they are in this rather inexpensive case I got, and let's take a look at them one by one. The first one is also the most expensive, the most valuable. This is a Breitling Colt Chrono Auto. I received this one in the year 2000, November 2000. It was a wedding gift from my wife. We had been married 20 years in December 2000. And so I got this wonderful Swiss watch. I've always wanted one. And there it is. It keeps good time. I've had it worked on recently. It has the Valjoux 7750 movement, which is somewhat ubiquitous. And as you can see, it also has the chronograph module to it. Nice watch, very heavy, very masculine watch. I've worn it for years. I like stainless steel. That's one of my favorite jewelry metals. So I think of my wife when I wear this one. One thing I wanted to mention was what makes my watch collection interesting to me is that I think of people when I wear them. For instance, this is a Timex Marlin from 1966 vintage, thereabouts. And it's not my father's watch, but my father had a watch exactly like this when I was growing up. There's a family photograph that was taken in 1966 when I was 10 years old, and he's wearing his Timex Marlin. Now, he isn't wearing a strap like this. He wore one of those horrible Speidel Twistorflex bracelets, which were popular at the time. But when I wear this, I think of my father. And I do wear it to church and special occasions every now and then. But this one reminds me of my father. This is a wooden watch. It is a Tree Hut. I saw one like it on a visit to Germany, and I thought, hey, that'd be kind of neat to have a wooden watch. It's obviously a casual watch. I didn't pay much for it. I think it was about 30 bucks, 40 bucks perhaps. But it's got a Japanese quartz movement, and it's kind of neat. Gets a lot of compliments, and it's a conversation piece. I think of no one in particular when I wear it, but that's my wooden watch. This is a Citizen EcoDrive titanium watch that I got one Christmas. This is my beater watch. This is what I wear when I'm not really considering that I have to wear a special watch or anything. This is the one I grab when I just want a watch that's easy to read, Flieger style. The only problem with this watch is that day-date window is very small. I can't read it very well. I kind of wish they hadn't included it at all. But it's a Citizen EcoDrive, very reliable. And in general, I like EcoDrives a lot. Citizens are pretty cool watches, I think. But that's my beater watch. I wear it when I ride my motorcycle. I was in the United States Marine Corps from 1974 to 78. And so, well, I've got to have a Marine Corps watch, don't I, with an EGA, Eagle Globe and Anchor on it. A good friend of mine took me to a base, and we shopped at the PX, and I got this for about 40 bucks. So when I look at this watch, I think of my Marine Corps friend, who was a lieutenant colonel in the Marines. Great guy. You can't just drop in on a base anymore. You have to be escorted if you're just a civilian, which is what I am. But I was a Marine sergeant. In some ways, I still am a Marine sergeant, and that's the watch that commemorates that. This watch was given to me by my son, Ethan, and it is a Bulova Sutton. It's a skeleton watch. Skeleton watches can be challenging to read sometimes. This one has an exhibition back. It's a very interesting watch. It's fun to look at. Yeah, he gave me this, I think it was for Father's Day or my birthday some time ago. And he did a feature on it. He did a short video about giving it to me. The Bulova Sutton, stainless steel. Nice steel bracelet. I like that. And when I see that watch, I think of my son. This is my most recent watch. This is a Seiko Presage. The story behind this one is that I had a very good friend that I did reenacting, Civil War reenacting with for 40 years on and off. And when he died earlier this year, his widow gave me a couple of his Civil War muskets. They were in the closet collecting dust, and in my closet they would also be collecting dust. And I decided what I'd rather do to remember him is sell them and use the money to buy a watch. And so this is my watch that commemorates my friend Don, whom I did many years of Civil War reenacting with. You'll notice that it has a blue face, which is appropriate because we were Union Civil War soldiers, Civil War reenactors, so that goes with that. This also has an exhibition back. And I think it's a watch he'd approve of. He never bought garbage anything. He always bought good quality items. I'm getting all messed up here. There we go. And the thing about this watch is it just slipped on my wrist and felt wonderful. Sapphire crystal. And this is one of the best wearing watches I have. I am really pleased with this. And I think of my friend Dawn when I wear it. Next up, this is an Orient I got for Christmas last year. And I like this watch a lot. It's unique. Once again, exhibition back. It came with sort of a clunky leather strap. I changed that out and got this steel mesh bracelet. I think it works better. But you will admit that this is an interesting watch. Generally speaking, I like watches with Roman numerals on them. And this fills the bill. So it's an Orient. Orient being a company that's generally well regarded in the watch community. This is a Seiko tank. My wife bought it for me. And it's a larger Seiko tank, and it replaces a smaller Seiko tank that she bought me back in 1996 when I turned 40. That watch, with a quartz movement made in Japan, has been running ever since. So it's been running 30 years. I expect to get the same kind of service out of this watch. The tank is my favorite watch design. Introduced many years ago by Cartier. I really like the style of this thing. I wear this at church and things where I'm dressed up in a suit or some sort of formal occasion. This is my go-to watch for that. The Seiko tank. This is a Bulova Precisionist. It has a 252 kilohertz movement, and I got this when I sold all my reenacting garb, and I had hundreds of dollars left over, and what I did is I bought this watch, and I also bought a new turntable. But this is sort of the reference watch for all the others. I sometimes time them using this watch. This watch, this Precisionist movement, will be plus or minus 10 seconds a year accuracy, which is really nice. But it looks good with a suit as well. I like that. That's my Bulova Precisionist. I think of nobody in general when I wear that. This is a Citizen Eco Drive. It's a Serato. And I found it appealing because I like the gray face. The dial is interesting. It's textured. I like the gray face, the gray strap, and especially the fact that it's only 4.7 millimeters thick. It's a nice gents watch you can wear with a suit. And Eco Drive, never needs a battery. I expect to get long service out of this. As I said earlier, I like Citizens. And finally, in this case, there's my Pasquarello watch. The story behind this one is that when I had an employee named Frank Pasquarello, and when he retired, he gave me a watch. And I told him, hey, you can't do that. I'm your supervisor. You're not allowed to do that. And he said he checked with the ethics department and said as long as he's retiring, yes, he can buy me a watch. Now, what makes this watch special is that he was an excellent employee and a good friend. I enjoyed working with him a lot. And he told me that I was the best boss he ever had in 30 plus years of federal service. So that means a lot to me, and I wear this watch, and I think of Frank. I also think of my career as a federal manager. So there they are. I have more. This watch, this is an Ingersoll Mickey Mouse watch. My mom bought it for me when I was 13 years old, and hence the 1960s psychedelic strap that was in at the time. And it's a manual winder of Mickey. When did I receive this watch? Well, let's see. My mom bought it for me on, keeping careful records as I did when I was 13, March 13th, 1969. Still have some of the papers with it. But yeah, a Mickey Mouse watch from 1969 when I was 13 years old. My mom bought it for me. That's not the only Mickey Mouse watch I own. I also own this Mickey Mouse watch, and there's kind of a special occasion there. She bought me this one at Disneyland. Now, it originally came with a grosgrain strap, which is the black strap below it. I put this other strap on. But this watch, we bought this on Main Street, USA in Disneyland. As you can see, it says Disneyland at the 12 o'clock position. She bought me this one at Main Street in August 1969. We went there because the Haunted Mansion had opened, and I had always wanted to see the Haunted Mansion. I heard about it. And she bought me this watch. Now, there was also an electric watch being sold, and I wanted that electric Mickey Mouse watch, but that watch was like $100, which was a lot of money in 1969. So I settled for this and was happy to have it, and still am. It runs fine. Sometimes I wear it to a theme park when I go. That's my Disneyland watch. And finally is this rather ridiculous watch we bought my deceased father-in-law. He's a pilot, he was a pilot, and this is a watch that we got at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. And as you can see, it's an altimeter. It's a watch that's meant to look like an altimeter. It's not worth a lot. It has a tiny little Hong Kong movement in it. And it's just ridiculously clunky to wear. I have a 7.5-inch wrist, and I'm a big guy, but even I won't wear this watch. It's just too big. It tears your sleeves and whatnot, tugs at your sleeves. And the altimeter watch from the Cockpit Company. So, here's some more watches in a different case. And we'll ignore this one. That's my wife's. She wears that exclusively. We'll ignore this one. My son gave that to my wife, but we'll ignore that one. Let's start with this one. This is my original Seiko tank. Let's hold it right side up, why don't we? This is my original Seiko tank. I got this on my 40th birthday in 1996, and it has been running ever since, which tells you a thing or two about the quality of Japanese quartz movements by Seiko. My initials are engraved in the back along with the date. And I like that watch a lot. But now my wife wears it. I have a larger one to wear. This watch is from Burbank High School, Burbank, California. And I was in the class of 1974. Let's see, it was the 30th high school reunion in 1994. And I was awarded this watch for being the classmate who traveled the furthest to get to California where the reunion was being held. So if you travel 2,400 miles, you end up with a watch like this with a Japanese movement in Burbank High, class of 74. Now we get to the interesting watches. This was my father-in-law's watch. My wife wears it now. It is a Fidia. It's a Swiss watch, and it dates to World War II. The strap's new. It has an interesting crystal, as you can see. But we had this one renewed recently, worked on by a watchmaker who told us it was a good quality movement. And my wife enjoys wearing this one. Let's see. This is one of my favorite watches. I used to wear it when I was at college, but now my wife wears it. This is a 1935 Hamilton Sechron. 1935. It runs just fine. We had it renewed and worked on, and it's called a doctor's watch because the idea was that large second hand would be used by doctors to measure pulse. So it's a Hamilton Sechron doctor's watch. There is a variation that has a black dial. This is the white one. The strap is not original. That's a new strap. But I like this watch a lot. And I don't want to damage that crystal because something tells me it would be hard to find. American made. Let's see, what do we got here? This is a Longines. This is also a watch that my father-in-law had. We got it from him, and this watch is a 1957 Longines. It was the year my wife was born. My father-in-law bought it. Very pretty watch. We had this one restored and worked on. It runs just fine. My wife wears it. It's an automatic, a Longines automatic. She also has a gold Longines ladies watch that she wears. And this is a Benrus that was awarded to the husband of my wife's grandmother in 1965, I think it is, Claude Koenig. This is a Benrus. It's a gentleman's watch from that period, a classic style. Let's see if I can, there we go. My wife wears this one. I don't wear it very often because it's kind of small on my wrist. And so, I think that pretty much fills out the watch collection. And there's one more watch. This one isn't technically mine yet because it's supposed to be a Christmas present for this year. I bought it for myself. This is a Bulova Lunar Pilot. Now you can read about the Lunar Pilot. It's a, well, it's a representation of a watch that was taken on the moon, actually was in 1971, I believe. This was, a friend of mine in Germany alerted me to it. Amazon was having a really good sale, and I got this at 61% off, 60% off, something like that. Anyway, it is a quartz chronograph, and it uses the precisionist movement. It has a 252 kilohertz quartz frequency, quartz movement in it, NATO strap. I was thinking originally that I wanted the metal strap, but metal bracelet, but frankly, I tried this on and I like the NATO strap, so I think I'm just going to wear it with the NATO strap. Anyway, this also has a movement that is give or take 10 seconds a year, very precise. And I bought it because I was intensely interested in the moon program and in all things space when I was a kid. And this particular watch would, well, be in my wheelhouse, as they say these days. But it's a Bulova Lunar Pilot that I'm going to be opening on Christmas Day 2026.